Good morning. Many Face Publishing. I'm back, man. And it's Black History Month. February, shortest month of the year. And we got the Super Bowl coming up. We had some boxing this weekend. We had some trades going on. And it's just a lot to talk about, man. I haven't really done a video in a while, but I felt like, I got a little bit of time this morning, so let's talk about a few things, man. So, let's talk about the Super Bowl, man. This is a big game, man. You got all the marbles on the line. Pause. You got Patrick Mahomes going for the three-peat, and you got Saquon, who is, pretty much, trying to, not ride off in the sunset, but, complete a fairy tale season. You're getting traded from a losing team to a very good team, and you turn this very good team into a championship team. And it's a lot of storylines in this. You got Jalen Hurts. First Patrick Mahomes, they played in Super Bowl before. Jalen Hurts was, neck and neck with Patrick Mahomes, and he came up short, but you couldn't blame that game on him. This year, now you got Saquon, you got a better offense. So now let's see what happens. And I think that, my prediction, even though I think, it's designed for, KC to win, but KC definitely a great team, but they get a lot of help to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and to a few other people that, actually pay attention to the game, they get a lot of help. If it's, officiated fairly and the Eagles come to play, I like the Eagles' chances of winning the game because they can control the football, control the clock, keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, and limit his possessions. And you have Saquon, a guy who can break one at any time. A guy that can give you 150 to 200 yards rushing. And then you have Jalen Hurts. They have kind of like a similar offense to the Ravens, but they stay more truer to the running game. The Ravens, I think sometimes they get a little too cute throughout the game, and they abandon what they're really great at, which is running the football with Henry and Lamar Jackson. Then the next thing you know, you find yourself throwing the football, and then their defense ain't as good as Philly's, whereas, you're in a position to be constantly having to make more throws. So let's see what happens, man. Philly has a great chance to win this game. And I'm on a roll with Philly. I think they just match up well, but this is why they play the game. Patrick, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs win because they are the favorites, and they are going for history. That three-peat, man. If he gets that three-peat, that puts him in a realm. He's already up there with being the greatest of all time with Montana and Brady. People have probably took Montana out of the GOAT, but he's still in that GOAT conversation, man. Because he played in a tougher era, and he had the greatest stats of all time, but he definitely had some good stats. He was able to win 4 Super Bowls in the 80s. Only team that really stopped him from getting more was the Giants. I believe they beat him 87, 86. They beat him 86. They beat him in 90, and they beat him in I think 84 in the playoffs. 84, 85, one of them 2 years. So the Giants, beat them a few times in the playoffs, and he might have gotten another one at least out of that. Who knows? But he was a great quarterback. Brady for sure is there. You have Mahomes. So he gets this 3 straight. That made knock Joe Montana out of the argument. but that's why they play the game, man. We'll see, man. You know, Myles Garrett wants to trade. I don't know where, he can really land. I mean, he can land some places and impact pretty much any team, but what team is going to make those type of, you're going to have to trade some draft picks. Somebody's getting traded that, you may have wanted to keep, but you have a chance to get Myles Garrett. That's a big pickup, man. And what else is going on? Cooper Kupp, Cooper Kupp wants to not want to be traded, but the Rams are thinking about trading him. So, let's see what happens with that, man. Like, I think a good landing spot for Cooper Kupp would probably be, let's see, maybe you can go to Denver. Who else needs a slot receiver, man? Maybe you can go, maybe you can go to Houston. Houston has a lot of receivers, but, they can use a guy like Kupp, a reliable guy, who, when he's on the field. You can go to Green Bay, give Jordan Love, pretty much a number 1, number 2 option that's reliable to catch the football. There's some teams that he can go to that can have some immediate impact. Myles Garrett, same thing. I said there's several teams he can go to. He can go to the Cowboys, of course. He can go to pretty much any team. Jets. You can put him up in Buffalo. Cooper Kupp wouldn't be bad in Buffalo either. Those are just, my suggestions with those guys, but we'll see where they land, man. We had some boxing this weekend, and, I had a video, a short, but I had my earpiece in, and it muffled the sound, and I never played the short. I should have just redid it, but I was on the move. And I kept telling dudes before that fight happened with Morrell and Benavidez, I said, Morrell don't got the experience, man. I don't like the fight for him because he only had 11 fights. He has no experience. So, that's going to play a part. And I think that David Benavidez, relentless pressure will eventually wear him down because it's going to make him have to fight at a certain pace. And, I said, but David Morrell may come out strong. He going to bang with him. And he may even get a knockdown. Now, how much of those things happen, in what I said? Damn near all of it. He banged with him. Some people thought that he got his ass whipped. Like I, said, me and a follow on X that are cool. We both was like, yo, he gained the fan tonight from me. He fought a good fight, even though he lost. And I'm like, yeah, he fought a real good fight. He just lost. Like, and somebody said, yo, he got his ass whipped. And I'm like, yo, he didn't get his ass whipped. Did you see David Benavidez's face? I'm like, yo, first of all, just because they say that it was a unanimous decision, that doesn't mean that the person got their ass whipped. It might have just been some competitive rounds that went in the favor of the winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, or sometimes it might be a competitive round, but maybe Benavidez had the better of the exchanges. Maybe he landed more combinations, and Morrell may have landed a couple of good shots that, might have, changed Benavidez's strategy a little bit. But because then David Benavidez may have landed more combination shots, they may give him the round because he's more busier, and he landed the more, more shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how the judges are scoring it, but, just because he lost by unanimous decision, some people may have gave him 2 or 3 rounds. Those rounds are competitive, man. You know what I mean? Because I was watching it round by round. They were competitive rounds. You know, like, but, you know, I would like to see the rematch happen 2 or 3 years from down the road. Hopefully, you know, both of them don't take another L. But if we get a rematch, ooh, that's going to be a better fight. And I think David Morrell may pull it off because he'll have the experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll have that experience under his belt. You know? And Stephen Fulton, he surprised me this weekend, man. You know, I kind of written him off a little bit, but, you know, I got to give him his props, man. You know, he got the victory, man. He dominated, and he looked good doing it. So, shout out to him. And let's get to these trades, man. How you trade Luka for Anthony Davis? And something has to be wrong. Something that they're not telling us, you know, obviously they're not going to tell us something that is internal is going on. Why they trade your franchise player. You know, it's going to come out eventually, but they're saying the weight, you know, and dedication to the game. That's what I'm hearing. But we really don't know. We didn't hear, you know, Luka was seeming shocked, you know. And you would think if that's your franchise player, you could try to get him into shape and rehab like they do in Zion. They're not, I guess they don't feel like doing that. So now the man is out of Dallas. He's in LA. Let's see what he brings. And he's paired up with LeBron. They have no big man. But you know, Luka has played with Kyrie, who's a ball dominant type of player. So we know he can play with both of these guys. Play with Kyrie, so they can play off the ball. It's not like they, you know, saying can't play off the ball. They can play off the ball, man. But the Luka experiment remains to be seen. Don't be surprised if this boy's out of the league in a couple of years, man, or not the same player. Because for you to trade your franchise player, something's going on, man. You know, something's going on, man. But anyways, man, I barely keep my eyes open, man. I'm tired as hell, man. The committee advances RFK Jr. I'm gonna get back to y'all. We're gonna talk a little bit more about politics. But yeah, I'm gonna get me a little bit of Z's, man. I'm exhausted right now. But anyways, man, Many Face Publishing. I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace.